I was one of those people that was just fly at the moment, just spur, just very wild, very crazy. It was a really hard time in my life. I was still trying to understand who I was. I was still trying to be comfortable with who I was. It led me to actually being addicted and being arrested several times for my drug addiction, and because I was actually selling drugs to make a living and to feed my habit, basically. I was arrested when I was 20, and I was incarcerated for what the government says is 108 months, and it was 9 years. And I realized that I had then hit rock bottom.
Before I came to the Goodwill Center, I was moving from place to place. I was staying with friends, family, and moving from job to job, working for a temp agency. It was stressful moving from place to place with both of my kids, just basically like being homeless with them. It was very stressful.
I went to prison. I did 8 years in the state. I got out and I got back into the fast lane. That fast lane didn't last number 6 months, man, because I went right back to prison, man. I got a 10-year sentence for possession with intent to deliver.
High school is really challenging for me. I have a learning disability, so I pick up on things a little bit slower. It takes me several times to learn something. I couldn't do my work on my own. I had to have a one-on-one teacher every step of the way.
A friend of mine actually told me that they hired felons, and because of my situation, I didn't want to have to explain it too much, and I thought, well, let me try. So I went to Goodwill, and sure enough, the manager there didn't even hesitate. He didn't even stumble over the fact that that was one of the questions answered on my application. He was ready to hire me.
Who was that?
Charles Jackson. He's actually my mentor.
I was just scrolling down Facebook, and some of the ads that I seen on there was like talking about high school diplomas, and then I seen Goodwill and I clicked on it, and as soon as I clicked on it, I just filled out the application.
Goodwill actually came to a facility that I was in. They set up some flyers to go through the CDL program. I signed my name up.
Before graduation, my special ed caseworker told me about the Project Search program. So at first I didn't even want to go. I didn't want to be in that setting because just walking into a hospital just made me anxiety.
We knew she could do it. It's just her having to have the willing and the force and the support. So for her being to this point is like awesome. We're just so happy.
Very relieving that she's seen how far that I've come and she's proud of me.
In the beginning, it gave me a reason to keep going. Because when you come home and you have nothing to your name, no money, and you're trying to prove it to everyone that you're going to stay good and you're going to stay clean and you're going to do everything that you need to do, it was day to day. I would walk to work if I had to, just because that was keeping me in a path that I needed to go.
I can excel more now that I have my high school diploma. I think my kids are gonna have more quality time with me and my husband now that, we working different hours of the day. He's working nights, I work in days, and we have more time during the weekends, family quality time, because that's one big part of what me and my husband strive for.
Goodwill opened the door for me to become a CDL driver. And going into Syntex, man, I'm a hungry person, man. I'm hungry. You can't put nothing in front of me that I'm not gonna try to overcome, and whatever obstacle you put in front of me, I'm gonna achieve it, man. That's that's the hunger that I had in me right now. I appreciate my boss big time, man. I mean, my boss Hondo, he's given me the opportunity to advance myself within the company. It feels good to have different notches in your belt. You don't have to only rely on one thing.
I don't think I would have been able to get my job at Brackenridge without Jessie and Goodwill. I was a little nervous to be in the workspace by myself. She would first show me how to do it and explain to me like why this is important and why you need to do it this way. Anytime something was going too fast for me, she would stop and slow it down, and she just helped me learn more at my pace.
I think back sometimes and I'm like, wow, how did that happen? And then I think, okay, that you want to know how it really happened is I'm one of those that if I set my mind to it, I make it happen. And laughingly one day I said, I'm going to be in that office. I just knew that something was going to be different. So I just kept pushing through and pushing through. Now I'm constructing buildings.
I was happy when I found out about the high school diploma, getting the high school diploma, because I didn't really want to settle for a GED. The fact that I am able to give them things that they want, my kids, and be able to spend time with them, teach them things, you know. I'm most proud of him being out of speech therapy, out of special ed. You know, he had a speech impairment when he was younger, so he was excelling. Good grades in school and everything, so being able to do that, that's what makes me proud, and be able to see their smiles on their face.
It's changed my life a lot, man. I've got, for the first time in my life, life insurance, dental insurance, health insurance. This is all stuff that I've never had before. I've always had the money to pay for my own things, but it would have to be cash up front, you know what I mean? But now, everything has gone completely legit. There's nowhere else but up, man. There is no going backwards.
I think I always have had an inner desire to help people since I was a little kid. I want people to be happy. I want people to know that there's someone there that loves them. I want them to know that they can make it through and that life, it does get better. It just takes time, and for life to get better, you have to make changes. You have to do it yourself. You have to want it.
I am no longer the one marked with a felon.